Did you know millions of people who own cars are unaware of car tricks that can save them money at the repair shop? One hack can prevent the kind of damage that detail shops charge hundreds of dollars to fix every single month. And repair shops will never share these with you. Here are 15 car tricks you'll wish you knew years ago. Let's dive in with trick number 15, candle and toothpaste deep scratch. You walk up to your car and spot a scratch that's gone past the surface. But here's the deal. Rub a white candle directly into the scratch, pressing the wax into the groove. Then apply a small amount of non-gel whitening toothpaste over the waxed area and buff it in with a soft cloth using circular motions. The toothpaste acts as a mild abrasive that blends the edges of the scratch while the wax fills the cavity and creates a sealed surface that catches far less light. Work in small sections and wipe away the residue with a clean dry cloth when you're done. Here's the kicker. A candle costs about $1 and toothpaste is something you already have sitting in your bathroom. That's less than $2 total to make a scratch that used to ruin your day practically disappear. Body shops charge $150 minimum for the same result. But wait, if that just blew your mind, this next one could save you a costly locksmith call on the worst morning of your week. Trick number 14, light a car key heat trick. Picture this. It's freezing outside, you're already running late, and your car key won't turn in the lock. But here's what most drivers miss. A basic lighter you probably already own solves this in under 30 seconds. Here's the deal. Hold a lighter flame under the metal blade of your key for about 10 seconds. Then carefully insert the warmed key into the frozen lock cylinder. The heat transfers directly into the mechanism and melts the ice, blocking the pins from moving. Only apply heat to the metal blade, never to a plastic key head or fob. Test the temperature against the back of your hand first, so you don't burn yourself on contact. If the lock is still stiff after the first attempt, reheat the key for another 5 seconds and try again. Here's the kicker. A disposable lighter costs about $1. A locksmith visit starts at $50 and goes up from there. 10 seconds of heat and you're back on the road for free. This next one is something under the hood almost every driver ignores until it's way too late. Trick number 13, coolant flush engine saver. Ever had your mechanic bring up a coolant flush and you just ignore it? Old, degraded coolant silently corrodes your engine components, and you're looking at a repair bill that runs $1,500 to $3,000 or more. Here's how you can do it yourself. A DIY flush runs roughly $20 to $30 in materials and takes about an hour. You drain the old, degraded fluid, flush the system clean with water, and refill with fresh coolant mixed to the correct ratio for your climate. Check your owner's manual for the exact spec your engine requires. A simple coolant tester strip from any auto parts store costs about $3 and tells you instantly whether your current fluid still has enough protection left. Here's the kicker. That $30 service protects components that cost thousands to replace. Skipping your coolant flush is one of the most expensive mistakes a car owner can make, and almost nobody talks about it until the damage is already done. This next one involves a switch you've probably touched 100 times without knowing what it actually does. Trick number 12, mirror defroster switch trick. It's a cold morning and your side mirrors are completely fogged over. You're wiping them down with your sleeve, trying to get a clear view before you back out of the driveway. But here's what most drivers overlook. That mirror adjustment dial on your door panel doesn't just reposition your mirrors. On most vehicles, rotating that same dial all the way down to its lowest position activates your heated mirrors and clears them automatically. Here's the deal. Find the mirror adjustment knob on your door panel, the one you normally use to angle your mirrors left, right, up, and down. Instead of pressing it in any direction, rotate the dial itself all the way to the lowest position. On most cars, this triggers the rear defroster circuit, which also sends current through a heating element built directly into your side mirrors. Within a couple of minutes, both mirrors clear up completely without wiping, spraying, or scraping a thing. This works even faster if you turn on your rear defroster at the same time, since both systems often run off the same circuit. Here's the kicker. This feature has been sitting in cars for years, and most drivers have never used it once. Heated mirror replacements run $80 to $150 per side. You already have them. You just didn't know how to switch them on. This next one will make your car smell completely different by tomorrow morning. Trick number 11, coffee powder odor eliminator. You get into your car after it's been sitting for a few days, and that stale, musty smell hits you the moment you open the door. Maybe you've spilled something. Maybe it's just moisture buildup. But either way, your car smells like a damp basement. Most people keep reaching for air fresheners that just layer new scents on top of old ones without ever fixing the actual problem. Here's the deal. Pour a generous amount of dry coffee grounds into a small open container, an old jar, a paper cup with a few holes punched in, even an old sock. and place it under your seats overnight. Coffee grounds are naturally porous and neutralize odor molecules rather than just covering them up. They also absorb excess moisture that causes mildew, which is usually the real source of that musty smell in the first place. Leave them in for 24 to 48 hours and the smell should disappear completely. Place a second container in the trunk if your car has a particularly stubborn odor that keeps coming back after treatment. Here's the kicker. A bag of coffee grounds costs about $5 and can be used multiple times before you need to replace it. Professional odor treatments at detail shops run $50 to $100 per visit. 2 minutes of setup and your car smells completely clean again for free. This next one protects your paint in a way most drivers would never think to try. Trick number 10, coconut oil paint protectant. Your car's paint is fading and oxidizing from daily exposure to UV rays, bird droppings, and road grime, and you don't even notice it happening. Professional paint sealants run $50 to $200 per application at a detail shop. But here's what the detailing industry doesn't want you to know. Something sitting in most people's kitchen cabinets does a surprisingly similar job for almost nothing. Here's the deal. Apply a small amount of refined coconut oil to a clean microfiber cloth and buff it onto your car's painted surfaces in smooth, circular motions. The natural fatty acids create a thin, water-repellent layer over the paint that beads water, slows oxidation, and adds a protective coating that actually lasts. Use refined coconut oil, not raw or unrefined, since refined versions won't leave residue behind. Buff away any excess with a dry cloth so it doesn't attract dust. This same technique works on your bumpers, side skirts, and any other exterior plastic trim that's looking dull and faded. Always make sure your car is freshly washed before applying so you're not sealing dirt and grime underneath the coating. Here's the kicker. A jar of refined coconut oil costs about $6 and treats your entire car multiple times. Detail shop paint sealant applications start at $50 and need to be reapplied every few months. That's one less expensive service you have to schedule. Speaking of habits that protect your car without costing you a dime, this next one is a routine change that takes zero extra effort. Trick number 9, smart warm-up routine. You start your car in the morning and either sit there idling for 10 minutes waiting for it to warm up, or you fire it up and immediately drive hard. Here's the scary part. Both habits are quietly damaging your engine. Long idling in modern fuel-injected cars actually washes oil off the cylinder walls, increasing wear, and cold, hard acceleration before oil has fully circulated causes metal components to grind against each other before they're properly lubricated. Here's the deal. Start your car and let it idle for just 20 to 30 seconds, enough time for oil pressure to build throughout the engine. Then drive away gently, keeping your RPMs low and avoiding hard acceleration until the temperature gauge begins to rise. The engine warms up faster under a light load than it does sitting still, and your components stay properly protected the entire time. This is especially important in winter months, when oil thickens up and takes longer to circulate through the engine. Keeping your RPMs under 2000 until the engine reaches normal operating temperature is the single easiest thing you can do to add years to your engine's life. Here's the kicker. This costs absolutely nothing and takes zero extra time. Engine rebuilds start at $2,500 and go up from there. One small habit change and your engine stays protected for the entire life of the car. This next one will make your tires look like they just rolled off a showroom floor. Trick number 8, shoe polish tire restorer. You wash your car, it looks great, and then you look down at the tires, faded, grayish, dried out, completely killing the whole look. Tire Shine products at the auto shop run $10 to $20 a can, and most of them fling off onto your fenders within a day. But here's what detailers don't want you to know. A basic black shoe polish does the exact same job and lasts longer for a fraction of the cost. Apply a small amount of black paste shoe polish to a soft cloth and work it into the sidewall of each tire using circular motions. The wax base and shoe polish bonds to the rubber, restoring that deep black color and adding UV protection that slows cracking and dryness over time. Let it sit for a minute, then buff off any excess with a clean cloth. Keep it on the sidewall only. Never apply it to the tread. Reapply every few weeks to maintain that fresh showroom look without ever stepping foot in a detail shop. Make sure the tire is clean and dry before you apply, so the wax bonds directly to the rubber instead of sliding right off. Here's the kicker. A tin of shoe polish costs about $3 and will do your tires multiple times over. Professional tire dressing at a detail shop runs $20 to $40 per visit. $3 and 10 minutes, and your tires look brand new again. Before we get to the stuff that will completely blow your mind, do me a favor, hit that like button. We did a lot of research on these, and one like actually helps us keep making content like this. Done? Awesome. Now let's talk about something from your bathroom that cleans something you'd never expect. Trick number 7, Grated soap and toothpaste headlight cleaner. You've been driving at night and realized your headlights are so yellowed and cloudy you can barely see the road ahead. Replacing headlight assemblies costs $150 to $300 per light, turning a visibility problem into a massive expense. But here's what most drivers miss. A mixture of two things you already have at home restores your headlights to near clear in minutes. Here's the deal. Grate a small amount of bar soap into a bowl and mix it with a generous squeeze of non-gel whitening toothpaste until you get a thick paste. Apply it to your foggy headlight and scrub in firm circular motions with a soft cloth or sponge for about 2 to 3 minutes per light. The soap loosens the oxidized layer on the lens while the toothpaste buffs it away. Rinse thoroughly with water and wipe clean. After rinsing, apply a thin coat of car wax or even a dab of Vaseline over the lens to seal it and slow the oxidation from coming back. Doing this treatment every 3 to 4 months keeps your headlights consistently clear without ever spending $1 on professional restoration. Here's the kicker. Bar soap costs about $1 and toothpaste is already in your house. Professional headlight restoration runs $75 to $150 per light. This mixture costs almost nothing and takes 10 minutes. The reason this combination works so well is that bar soap and whitening toothpaste each bring something different to the formula. The soap acts as a surfactant that breaks down the greasy, oxidized film, while the toothpaste delivers the fine abrasive grit that physically buffs it away. Not just any toothpaste works here though. You want a non-gel whitening formula specifically because those contain silica or calcium carbonate particles, which are just abrasive enough to polish plastic without scratching it. The grating step matters more than most people think, because shredding the bar soap into fine flakes lets it dissolve evenly into the toothpaste instead of clumping, giving you a consistent paste with uniform cleaning power across the whole lens. This next one is a habit that takes 2 seconds and could save you hundreds in unnecessary body damage. Trick number 6, fold side mirrors inward scratch prevention. You park in a tight garage or narrow street and come back to find a fresh scrape on your side mirror or door panel from a passing car. Mirror replacements run $100 to $300 depending on the vehicle. But here's what changed everything. Folding your side mirrors inward before you park takes 2 seconds and eliminates that risk completely. Here's the deal. Most modern vehicles have power folding mirrors that collapse inward at the press of a button, usually found on your door panel mirror control switch. If your car folds them manually, you can push most mirrors inward by hand. Folded mirrors reduce your car's overall width by several inches, giving passing cars, cyclists, and garage walls far less to clip. Make it a habit every single time you park in a tight space or leave the car on a narrow street overnight. What's worse is most drivers only think about folding their mirrors after they've already paid for a replacement, when the habit takes less effort than unlocking your phone. If your car doesn't have power folding mirrors, check your owner's manual because many vehicles allow you to enable autofold through a simple settings menu you've probably never opened. Here's the kicker. This feature costs nothing to use and takes about 2 seconds. A single side mirror replacement runs $100 to $300 plus labor. One habit, and you never have to worry about that bill again. This next one keeps your interior cleaner than you'd ever expect with something you already have at home. Trick number 5, Baby Wipes steering wheel cleaner. Your steering wheel is covered in oils, grime, and buildup from daily use, and it shows every time the light hits it right. Interior detailing at a shop runs $150 to $200, and most of that time is spent on surfaces exactly like this. But here's what detailers don't want you to know. A single baby wipe cleans your steering wheel better than most dedicated interior products on the market. Here's the deal. Take an unscented baby wipe and wipe down your entire steering wheel, getting into the grooves and textured areas. The formula in baby wipes is designed to break down oils and lift grime from sensitive surfaces without being harsh or abrasive, which makes them perfect for leather, rubber, and vinyl steering wheels alike. Follow up with a dry cloth to remove any moisture left behind. For heavy buildup, use 2 wipes and let the first one sit for about 30 seconds before wiping. Keep a small travel pack of baby wipes in your glove box, and you've got a full interior cleaning kit ready to go at any moment. Doing a quick wipe down once a week takes less than 2 minutes and keeps your interior looking consistently clean without any buildup ever getting out of hand. Here's the kicker. A pack of baby wipes costs about $3 and gives you dozens of cleaning sessions. Professional interior detailing starts at $150. That's one less expensive service you ever need to book again. This next hack will also save you hundreds on repair costs. Trick number 4, WD-40 door hinge lubricant. Your car door creaks every single time you open or close it. That sound isn't just annoying, it means your hinges are dry and the metal is starting to wear against itself. Hinge replacement and labor at a shop runs $150 to $300 depending on the vehicle. But here's what mechanics don't want you to know. A single can of WD-40 fixes this completely in about 2 minutes. Here's the deal. Open your car door fully to expose the hinges. Spray a short burst of WD-40 directly onto each hinge pin and pivot point. Open and close the door several times to work the lubricant deep into the joint. Then wipe away any excess with a cloth so it doesn't drip onto your paint or interior. Do this on all 4 doors and the trunk. For best results, repeat every few months before the squeak ever has a chance to come back. You can use this same technique on your hood hinges, tailgate hinges, and any other moving metal joints on the exterior of your car. Dry hinges that go untreated long enough will eventually seize up or crack, turning a $6 fix into a full replacement job. While you're at it, a quick spray on your door lock cylinders keeps them from stiffening up in cold weather too. Here's the kicker. 1 can of WD-40 costs about $6 and handles every hinge on your car with plenty to spare. Hinge repair at a shop starts at $150. 5 minutes twice a year, and that squeak is gone for good. This next one will completely change the way you fill up at the gas station. Trick number 3, stop topping off at the pump. You hear the pump click off, and you keep squeezing the trigger, trying to round up to the next dollar. Everybody does it. But here's the scary part. Topping off your tank after the automatic shutoff forces excess fuel into your car's evaporative emissions system. That system is not designed to handle liquid fuel, only vapors. Over time, this saturates and destroys the charcoal canister, and replacing it runs $200 to $400 at a shop. Here's the deal. When the pump clicks off automatically, stop. That click means your tank is full and the system has sealed itself. Any fuel you force in after that point has nowhere safe to go and gets routed directly into components that aren't built for it. It also doesn't give you more usable range. Most of that extra fuel gets purged right back out before you ever burn it. On top of the canister damage, topping off can also trigger a false check engine light related to your evap system, which costs $80 to $150 just to diagnose at a shop. That extra 20 cents worth of fuel you squeezed in could end up costing you hundreds in diagnostic fees and parts. What's worse is most drivers who get that check engine light have no idea topping off at the pump was the cause and end up paying for a full diagnostic that leads right back to the same simple mistake. Here's the kicker. Stopping at the click costs you nothing and protects a $400 component with zero effort. That's one less repair bill you'll ever have to deal with. This next one is an adjustment inside your car most drivers have never touched once. Trick number 2, steering wheel telescopic adjustment. You've been driving with your steering wheel in the exact same position since you bought the car, and your wrists, shoulders, and back have been paying for it without you even realizing. But here's what most drivers overlook. Almost every modern car has a telescopic steering column that lets you push the wheel closer or pull it further away, and almost nobody uses it. Here's the deal. Look for a lever or locking collar on the left side of your steering column just below the wheel. Pull it down or push it in to unlock the column. Then push the steering wheel away from you or pull it toward you until your wrists rest comfortably on top of the wheel with your arms slightly bent. Once you find the right position, re-engage the lock. Pair this with a proper seat position and you'll feel the difference immediately. Less fatigue, better control, and far less strain on long drives. Most drivers also don't realize you can combine the telescopic adjustment with the tilt function to dial in the perfect angle at the same time, giving you full control over exactly where the wheel sits. Getting both right transforms how connected you feel to the car and how effortless long highway drives become. The correct position also improves your reaction time in an emergency because your arms aren't overextended or cramped when you need to steer hard and fast. Here's the kicker. This adjustment is already built into your car and costs nothing. Chiropractor visits from years of poor driving posture run $75 to $150 a session. 30 seconds to fix your position now saves you that bill for good. Now for the final hack that could literally save your life on the road. Trick number 1, brake fluid flush. Your brakes feel completely fine. They stop the car, no squealing, no warning lights, so you assume everything is okay. But here's the scary part. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it actively absorbs moisture from the air over time. As water content builds up inside the fluid, the boiling point drops dramatically. Under heavy braking, that moisture-saturated fluid can boil inside your brake lines, creating vapor pockets that cause your pedal to go soft or fail completely, right when you need it most. Here's the deal. Most manufacturers recommend flushing your brake fluid every 2 years or every 30,000 miles, regardless of how your brakes feel. A brake fluid flush at a shop runs about $80 to $150. A DIY flush costs about $10 to $20 in fluid and takes roughly 45 minutes with a helper. You bleed the old fluid from each caliper, starting from the wheel furthest from the master cylinder, working your way in and replacing it with fresh fluid until it runs completely clear. You can pick up a brake fluid test strip at any auto parts store for about $5 to check the moisture content of your current fluid before you decide whether a flush is overdue. Dark, murky fluid that's been in the system for years is a clear sign your braking performance has already been compromised without you ever feeling it. The scary part is your brakes can feel perfectly normal right up until the moment they don't, and by then, it's already too late. Here's the kicker. Brake system repairs from fluid failure can run $500 to $1,500 or more, and that's assuming nothing worse happens on the road. This is the one maintenance item that directly protects your life and your passengers every single time you drive, and most people have never done it once. How many of these did you already know? Drop a comment below and let me know which one shocked you the most. If this video just saved you from an expensive repair bill, hit that subscribe button for more money-saving car content, and click this video right here to discover even more genius hacks that will definitely shock you.